wonderful day today. I want to share with you one of the craziest stories of my life. And that is when my wife almost left me and was very mad at me for filming with a porn star in my Pagani 918 and all that stuff.
Oh my God!
That's it. So why don't you just sit back, relax, and let's talk about this. So many years ago, I can't remember exactly what year, but I want to say 7 years ago, I always liked cars. And I remember I was driving a Ferrari and I was driving a C63 AMG Black Series. Incredible car, the roughest suspension you've ever seen in a car by a lot. And I had an office where I was conducting my business, and around my office, if you were driving that C63 outside, you would drive by and it was like, and to be really honest with you, if you were, because you know, I had those times like right now where I'm fat and my titties bounce and all that stuff, and I was like, man, this is really uncomfortable. But at the same time, it was so intense, legitimately, that it gave you the feeling that someone was giving you, and this is a term coined in Spanish, I don't know what it's called in English, so I'm about to make it up, shit pusher, if you will. Sacacacas. That means when kids are really fucking awful in school, and this is what I grew up with, this is the type of games that we grew up with. If you saw any of your friends just standing without noticing that he's looking at you, you would go like this, and you go up his ass like this, and it makes you want to take a shit instantly. That's how rough that fucking suspension was, and I am not exaggerating. Also remember, I don't have an ass to protect myself, so everything felt a lot more. And I remember getting back to the house and telling my wife, you know what? I have the perfect viral video idea for my website, for my Car Fanatics website. Why don't I get a model and with huge boobs, and I make her go through like the office road as her boobs just bounce up and down. And my wife's like,
yeah, sure, why not?
And I started to work because that's all I need. Why not? I'm not gonna make sure that she goes, are you sure? Are you comfortable? All I need is a sure, why not? And I'll take the initiative. I started immediately to do everything I could to get this rolling. So what I do first, remember, I was in the movie business, so I could just call any agency and say, hey guys, it's CAA, WME, UTA, whoever, and say, I wanna hire this client of yours. This is how much I'm gonna pay them. This is how many hours they're gonna be on set, and this is what they're gonna be doing. So I figured, man, I'm gonna use my producer skills. I'm gonna call someone, and right then, the hottest thing in the world, before getting to the hottest thing in the universe, was Kate Upton. She was not as popular as when she completely peaked, but she was still doing small stuff. So I said, you know what, I got home, and I told my wife, I think the perfect woman for this is Kate Upton. She goes,
sure, how are you gonna get her?
And I'm like, I'm just gonna call her agent, make an offer, and she goes, sure. Again, that's all I need. So it's the next day, I get back to the office, I call the agent, and believe it or not, they said no. They were like, no, this is not for Kate. I was like, how not? I mean, she's doing videos where she's dancing and shaking her tits left and right, and no disrespect, but this is what she's doing. I'm just explaining what she's doing. All I need to do is just for her to sit in a car with a bikini, not a small one, a regular bikini, and, you know, let the same thing that she does happen. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, bro, that's not gonna work. I'm like, okay, fine. And I was paying like 20, 40 grand like for 8 hours, and it was like a no, period. I was like, man, this is fucking wild. I can't believe this woman is making so much money. This is before social media or anything like that, right? As a matter of fact, my platform was like an Instagram for cars back in the day when Instagram was just coming out. So it was before those crazy Instagram paychecks and all that stuff. So I get home, I'm really disappointed. I'm like, damn, Kate doesn't want to do it. And my wife goes,
did you call any other people?
I'm like, yeah, but apparently no one wants to do it. And she's like,
well, whatever.
So I go, no, hang on. And I want to take a big note. Before you guys ask this, make sure that your wife is not next to the knife set or anything. So here I go. And I'm like, well, babe, why can't we just get one of your friends? And my wife looks at me and goes,
all right, fine. Who do you want?
And obviously I had like two in mind that I already knew. And I'm like, why don't you call them? They want to become actresses. They want to get like, you know, they want to get famous, and they have tremendous boobs. Like what else do we need for this video, right? And she goes, fine. So she calls them, and I'm thinking, this is gonna be it, because I'm even gonna pay her friends to be in the video, because I think it's fair that everybody that's working on it gets paid. My wife comes back and she goes,
none of them wanna do it.
I'm like, how not? Like, I'm looking at their Instagram right now, and they're like fucking showing everything on their Instagram. Did you tell them that he was in a regular bikini? She's like,
yeah.
Did you tell them they can wear shorts in the car?
Yeah, they don't wanna do it. They say it's kinda like pornography.
I'm like, how is that pornography? Cut to, I'm looking at their videos on Instagram, and it's like how? Okay, whatever. You know what? I'm still a fucking film producer. I'm gonna put my post, I'm gonna make my post everywhere I can. So I make my post on LA Casting and all these networks, and immediately it gets taken down by every single one, and they're like,
It sounds like you're looking for a porn actress.
I'm like, I'm not looking for a porn actress. I'm looking for just an actress that will get in the fucking car, in a $2 million car, and have her boobs go up and down. That's all I'm looking for, sir. I'm not searching for Jesus or for Gandhi. That's all I need. And nobody got on board. And I got to the end of the road and I was like, all right, I guess no one wants to do it. Years went by. And I opened my YouTube channel and I bought my Wyra, my 918, all that stuff were at the house. And I tell my wife, babe, I have the perfect idea. I'm gonna make that video that I wanted to make back then, now. And she goes,
How are you gonna do it now?
I'm like, now I have a big YouTube channel. Now everybody wants to be on social media. All we need to do is hit up one of those girls that's in a bikini all the time or barely in a bikini on Instagram and get it done. And she goes,
All right, go for it.
that's all I need. Run, immediately message everyone. I mean, every single girl that is like this, like that, like pow, like everything, okay? I messaged all of those girls and they all said no. I was paying them, I was mentioning them. They already had like a big platform of an audience and they all said no. And at that point I got really crushed. I was like, how are these girls that are willing to show their asshole, like the soul of their bodies through their asshole on Instagram to gain 2 followers, not willing to do this? It made absolutely no sense in my head that no one wanted to do it. But I said, you know what, Alejandro? Every single fucking good thing doesn't come easy, right? Including yours truly. Ha! Not really. But anyways, I said, the only thing that makes sense at this point is, let's call a porn star. Why? Because I had already worked with a porn star before on my Car Fanatics thing with Christy Mack. If you guys just want to do yourself a favor at Google. And I said, you know what, that was a great experience. She got a lot of engagement. She was awesome. And I'm gonna hit up someone else. And through an agent, the name August Ames came up. And I was like, the guy's like, do you want to look it up? I'm like, yeah, let me look it up. Your boy already knew who the fuck that was. Let's not play fucking games. And I was like, yeah, perfect. This is how much we're gonna pay. Let's do it. And they called me the next day and they're like,
All right, how long do you need her? What exactly is gonna be entailed?
I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. All I need her to do is to come in short shorts and regular bikini. That's it. That's all she's gotta do. And the agent goes,
That's it?
I'm like, exactly. That's it. So finally, it's the day of the shoot. And I remember when she rang the doorbell and showed up, my wife was like, I can't, like, Belen's face was like, I can't believe this motherfucker is gonna do this. You know what, whatever. And she like stayed away from me the whole day. You know when you can, they say, knowing those cartoons like Dragon Ball, that you can feel energy? You could definitely feel that energy. Belen was fucking pissed. And to put it up with, we're shooting in the house, we're rotating cars and whatnot, and before August gets really comfortable in the house, and as my wife is like going upstairs, she goes,
By the way, do you like this bikini or should I change?
and I look at it and I go, no, that looks good. She goes,
Let me show you the other one.
and I didn't think much of it. I was like, all right. She turns around, boop, shows the babies up, and then she puts on the other bikini in front of me, which by the way, it shouldn't be that crazy, right? But it's happening in my house. My wife is coming down the stairs. I'm like, it, literally like a fucking, like one of those Kodak ending moments in a race. Belen gets down, she's got the bikini and she's like, what do you think? And I look around and I look at Belen, I'm like, and Belen's like, whatever, and she just walks away. So we filmed the video, we have a great time. I got her on the Helgato, which was incredible. It was before we finished it, that's why you see it all white with the molds around it. So that was before it was completely finished and wrapped and it was cool. The Pagani Huayra, which was super exotic, it was awesome. The 918, which really provided a lot of push. Also, we had an LFA, which was surprisingly boring for that video because the suspension was not too tough, but not too, like, it was meh. And what was the other car? And a Viper. Oh, the Viper was really good for that. So, either way, I'm not gonna tell you which one I like the most. We finished, and back then I used to edit my own videos. I used to call myself, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, I used to call myself Pedro. And the reason why I used to call myself Pedro was because I was editing my own videos. So if anyone fucked up and people were like, man, your editor fucking sucks, I was like, yeah, fucking Pedro. but without hiding behind it. I was like, you guys know I'm Pedro, but this is what's going on. That's the whole thing with the Hit It Pedro came about. So I left that video for literally probably 3 weeks just on the shelf, like I'm not doing anything. And then finally, I have a friend of mine that comes from Houston, stays over at my house. He tells me,
Dude, what happened to that video that you were shooting with the porn star?
and I go, oh man, I haven't edited. I've just been so lazy. He goes,
Why?
and I'm like, you're right. I don't even know why. I have no excuse, like, at all. I'm just gonna get it done. And like a good trooper, I fucking edited the video and whatever. It's ready. Next morning comes up and I go, you know what? I'm releasing the video today in the morning. So Belen wakes up, she goes downstairs, starts making herself breakfast and whatnot. My friend's also up, he goes to the kitchen, Belen and him are talking, I'm listening to them, and I'm just finishing uploading the video. Boop! I hit upload and I go up, close my computer, and I'm like, all right, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Oh my God. And again, you all know that women have another sense that no matter where you are in the world, if you do something fucked up, they're immediately gonna call you and you're gonna receive a call as you're doing something fucked up. You're like, babe? He's like,
What the fuck are you doing?
like they know shit. And the proof is right here. I released that video, I closed my computer. As soon as I close my computer, there's silence in the house. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So more time go by, I'm thinking like in my room, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Belen's not subscribed to my channel. Like, believe it or not, she doesn't give a fuck about cars and she doesn't give a fuck about me on YouTube because she lives with me. That's enough torture for her, which I understand. I'm like, why is there no noise? Like, it's impossible that Belen knows that I released this. And finally, I go down, like 20 minutes later, I go down to the kitchen. And let me tell you guys, before I get to the kitchen, you can feel the air just thickening up. It felt like a blob around me, and that was just tension. That was just like fire, anger, tension. I want to kill you all at once. And I see my wife, and she goes,
Nah, fuck you. What you did isn't right.
and I'm like, what? What do you mean? She's like,
This is not the video you told me you were gonna make.
I was like, this is exactly the video that I was gonna tell you that I made. She just left. She left, and I was fucking terrified. My friend that was with me from Texas was like, he didn't know what to do. He couldn't go hide anywhere. It's not like we had a fucking massive house. He was just right there. And it was so awkward for him and for me because this lasted for like 2 weeks. She was very fucking mad, and especially because the video blew up, got like 5 million views in 2 months. It was fucking crazy. Belen never forgave me. And I actually took the video down, and unfortunately, August ended up passing away. And I took the video down before that because Belen was not happy with me. But our relationship is so incredible right now that she's gonna let me play a few clips in this video and hope you guys enjoyed. And that's how the stiffness test got made, why it got made, and why I almost fucking got a divorce from my wife. I'm telling you guys, and you've seen, I never touch that shit again. I mean, yeah, we did a stiffness test part 2, but it was like super mellow compared to the first one. But my God, whoo! Just from thinking about it, I'm sweating, I'm scared. Have you guys had anything happen like this to you with your wives, where you're like, babe, this is what I'm trying to do, you tell her, and she goes, yeah, then you go do it, and then she's fucking furious at you? Please let me know that I'm not the only one. Please. Anyways, guys, my name is Alejandro. I hope you enjoyed this story time. Love you all and see you soon. And I'm so glad that you're liking these stories. I love telling them, so thank you. I'll see you guys soon.